Hi, it's Maggie here from Minnie the Minx UK on YouTube and The Captain. Today I'm going to share with you how to make boxes from the Crafter's Companion, the Ultimate Pro, and it's this purple machine here. Basically the boxes are like this size or the slightly larger box. But you could actually make a box to fit anything. It could fit cards, a photograph album, a 3D type box for thicker card, like if it was a personal one that you were doing and you maybe had embellishments, etc. Or a very small box. I mean, as I've mentioned in a previous video, I've got my daughter's 18th coming up, and these were actual cards. Actually bought her card, an actual card for a birthday invitation, but as it's turned out she's got something else planned, so I decided this is an actual card that I bought, and what I've decided to do is make these little boxes from it, and I put gifts inside, or gift vouchers inside them. So I'm just going to quickly show you that. Basically all you're doing is cutting the card down the score line, and then on this machine you're going to go to the page for doing the box lid and the box base, and all you're doing is on the box lid, the top part that you want for the card, I scored on the first line going all the way around, on here, on that, scored all the way around till you're back to the beginning. Now I've measured it, so if you didn't have the Crafter's Companion, it measures at, what are we here, sorry. It measures, it's measuring at 1 inch. So if you did this, you could just do a score line at 1 inch. And when it comes to doing the base of the card, you have to always give it a little bit extra. So it tends to work out about 1.5. So if your top part's about 1 inch and you did your base at 1.5, on your score lines. On this machine, the base, you've got a base, the box base, so when you put it on, you would just go around that bottom, and then you're obviously going to score over on all those fold lines. If you should be able to see that on there, rather than, I don't know if you'd be able to make out on the front, but there's fold lines, score lines that you would fold over like that, and basically what you would do is use your scorer or bone folder and score down on those lines just to make sure that it's flat and even. You go all the way around these, right, and until you get them even, and then fold them in, just giving them a bit leeway. And at the corners you will see on each of them there's like a little corner, a little square box on each of them, and basically what you're doing is cutting up on one of those lines. Let's see if you could see that. So you get that there, right, and you cut each of them on the corners. So if you just cut them across on that line, on the actual score line, if you make a little cut, you'll see that on each of the lines, and this is so that the top part of the card can fold in like that, and that becomes your lid. In order for this to sit better, because sometimes it gets a bit chunky on the lids and it's hard to glue down like that, I would cut at an angle, a little bit of a triangle of it. So where you've made that cut line, you're basically making like an indent, and it would be like the cut off, the bit of paper that you're cutting out, it's like a shape of a triangle. So I would go around each of them and do that. Just cut it, a little triangle out of it, just a little bit, an indent is basically what all you're doing. And so then when you go to glue these bits on there, as you can see, they're not square anymore because they've been cut at the bottom. They actually fold up easier and they would hold in. Now personally I would use some sort of wet glue. You can use double-sided tape, but I've found that it's come away and it wasn't strong enough, so I'm using tacky glue, PVA glue, at the minute, and I've tried it on various boxes and it seems to hold. So once you've glued down each of your corners, I would use like a paper clip or something to hold it into place. So all you're going to do is, once it's glued, put this in place onto that, just to hold it in place while it dries. And you go round each of the corners and do that, and put them on, and hope just something like that. Some people use these kind of clips. It's personally up to yourself, or if you've got, you might have coloured paper clips. It really doesn't matter. Depends what the size of your box is going to be and what's easier. And you should have something like that. That's your box base there, and that would allow it to glue in place. So that would save you holding it with your fingers. And once it's finished, once it's dried, etc., it would be like this. You'd have your base of your box, and you have the lid of your box. And you can either put tissue paper in there, or I saw that coloured straw stuff that you could put in. And I've used these for gift vouchers for various shops, etc., for my daughter for on her birthday. Let's hope she doesn't see this video until her birthday. I'll be spoiling the surprise. Also, I've did these kind of boxes and the smaller type box, which I thought was really lovely. And I'll quickly show you how to do this one. And basically, again, using the Crafter's Companion, the Ultimate Pro, I've made a lid. You have to make sure that any size of paper that you're using have to be squares. And obviously for the lid and for the top and the bottom, they're going to have to be the same size. So you decide that personally I think the thicker card is better for it than paper. This is thinner paper, but because what I found was when I was doing it is one of the boxes I'm just going to show you here actually teared on the paper, on the fold, but you could cover that up in some way. So I'm just going to quickly show you that. Again, on the Crafter's Pro, on this, to get a deeper size, as you can see on this box, it would only hold something very small. It would either hold a card or a slightly, maybe a card with a small embellishment on it, but it'd be a small card. But if, as you can see on there, this one would actually hold sweets or a card or a wee photograph album or jewellery. You know, there's lots of different things that you could actually use. So basically all you're doing on your Crafter's Pro is putting your paper in the box lid, and it's 2 of the lines down, and you're scoring that all the way along, right the way round, score, score, score and score. And the measurements on that are coming in at, this is for the lid, is 2.5 for the lid. So, so you do your lid, and all you're doing again is you would cut, you're cutting up on those score lines. As you can see, it's like a box on each corner because you've scored up and across like that, sideways. You're cutting up one of those lines. So you cut every corner on a straight line right up to the other score line. And again, when you cut it to make flap, so when you're tucking it in, it's easier to hold into place, you're doing an indent. Basically, it's like cutting out a very, very small slice of a cake, like a triangle type shape is what it is. You go round those squares and cut an indent, so it would work out something like this, so that when you go to fold that into place, it's just easier and it holds like that, right? And you would glue that inside bit there to there, and then again get yourself a paper clip or something and clip it into place, and that should hold it for you. I've found on these boxes, this is the base of the box, I've glued this and I've used 2 paper clips on each corner just to hold it into place. And then when you do, same, that's the base, same with the top part of the lid. Once you've scored them, folded them, glued them, etc., when they're dried, you will come out with something like this, a top and a bottom. And basically all I've done is decorated it with ribbon, but the possibilities are sort of endless. You could then add your tag, something like this, or decoration, 3D decoration on there. Maybe that's shown upside down, something like this would be quite sweet on there. Or you could have a butterfly or something. All I did was, I had a punch, a butterfly punch, and I've scored down on the inside on either side of it and just folded it in like that, and I've distressed the edges, and it gives like a 3D effect, if you can see that. So when it goes to go on your box or your card even inside there, it would give a 3D effect, and you could put a bit of embellishment down the middle or something, like a row of jeweled things or something would make that stand out really nice. Just giving you an idea. On the smaller boxes, actually just like the paper, you could add ribbon and a tag, or again a small butterfly in a sort of 3D movement. If you glued it down like that, it would look really nice. So the list is actually endless on what you can do. This is a wedding box, this one. Some lovely ribbon would be nice on that, and you could put in a photograph album or a photo frame would be nice in there as a gift. It'd be a gift box, or you can make a card and put it in there. This one's a loved one, maybe for Valentine's or something like that. But I'm just showing you different papers, but this one's the same size of box. It really depends how deep you want the box. This one would be nice for a child, little girl. The deeper you want the box, you have to remember that when you're scoring, your top lid would be slightly smaller to the base on it. What I was going to quickly say there as well was that when you're doing, if you do get any paper tears on your boxes, like for your paper or whatever, you could quite easily cover it up. My favourite's lace, some sort of any ribbon or lace on there, and if you glued that down on there, hopefully you can see that, that would actually cover it up, so you wouldn't even notice it on there, and it would be rather pretty. Another one, the box that I did is that. So I hope you've there's lots of, I hope you've liked that, but there's lots of things on YouTube that you could follow. It's quite a simple technique, etc., and I hope you've enjoyed it and have fun making boxes, etc. Music of today again is Buzzbomb. I've videoed this band many times live, and if you're wanting to check out their music, please check out my videos on YouTube, and there's plenty to choose from this band. So thank you for watching. Bye.